Hello, friend. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm on the porch right now, and that was a really good decision I made about a week ago. I was doing a lot of my Zoom calls from my office, and was just getting tired of seeing those four walls. And I'm like, I have a beautiful porch. Why don't I move out to the porch? And ever since I've done that, it's made just a world of difference in terms of my own mental health. So, how are things going at your end?
Uh, Outdoors is good for me too. I'm inside in my home office right now, but I've been moving my workspace around a bit and that's helped. So I have gone out and worked on the porch. I've also, when I take phone calls where I don't need to be in front of a computer, I've been just putting my earbuds on and walking around the neighborhood. And we even have like a little kind of preserve with some trees. And so I've been walking near there. And so just changing up where I am, even if it's just at my kitchen table or at a different room in the house, helps. For me anyways, I get antsy and distracted if I'm in one place.
That's a really good point, and something that I've always done when I talk to people on the phone. I never sit and talk to somebody. I'm always walking when I'm on
Yeah.
the phone. And I sometimes forget that oftentimes, like in these Zoom kinds of things, you don't always have to just be sitting in front of your computer, that you can dial in. Most of these have dial-in numbers, and that there's no reason that I can't be dialing in and walking and participating in these Zoom types of experiences. And I need to do that more. I think that's something that I could do better at. So that's a really good suggestion. Thank you.
Well, and being more intentional. Someone told me they were doing yoga sometimes during the Zoom as well. So that
Oh,
if you have a small space or you can't walk around, or even just, yeah, that there's different ways of kind of thinking about how am I sitting, what's my posture, can I be doing something else right now where I'm, yeah, breathing more deeply and
yeah, the breathing more deeply, I think, is something that I've been trying to do more, because it just helps in terms of just clearing, not only my body, but also my head when I take those deep breaths. And then you get, I don't know, you get small over time, I think,
yes.
when you're on these kinds of things all the time. And it's like, okay, I need to expand and take those deep breaths, because it does make a difference.
I feel like I turn into a little cave troll. Like I'm just like more and more hunched and more like so yeah, going outside, little more exercise. I'm running in the mornings, most mornings, and that's helping. And I notice if I run 2 or 3 days in a row, I feel like my mood gets a little bit better each successive day. And then if I take a couple days off, my mood gets a little worse each successive day. And so I'm trying to, even if it's only 1 mile, even if it's only 10 minutes, to get out and do some kind of run.
Yeah, that I have continued to do my 5 miles a day. I just made it through March, and I got 5 miles in every day, and I
Every
was
day. That's
very
amazing.
proud of that. So that was good. But one mistake that I started to make that first week that we were home was that I was varying the time that I get up. Usually, beforehand, when I was going into the office all the time, I would get up at a specific time. It was like 4:45, and I was in the office by 7:15, 7:20.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I don't have that commute time, so I can sleep in a little bit. But then I was varying my waking up time, and that I found was a mistake. Now, what I've done is I've given myself a break, and I'm getting up at 5:45 instead of 4:45, but I'm being consistent with the time that I'm getting up, because I just found that not having structure really had an impact on the rest of my day, which I
Right.
wasn't expecting.
Right. No, I feel the same. Unfortunately, I am not good at imposing structure on chaos. I just know that that's one of my weaknesses. It's part of why I'm good at being flexible, but it's not a strength right now. That I needed to think very carefully about that, about how am I spending my day, and try to come up with more broad guidelines for myself where I have some flexibility and wiggle room within that. But that was, I feel like I'm still not quite there yet. I'm still trying to figure out what's the best schedule for me. And it may end up being a little bit different every day. I don't know.
Yeah, well, and I think, your point about like we all have to make our own little rules for
Yeah.
ourselves is an important one. And, frankly, we've never dealt with this before. So part of
Mhm.
it is that I've been like, I just have to give myself some grace because I'm
Right.
making up these rules as I go. And some of them I'm finding are working, like getting up at 5:45 during the week, that's working well for me. But sometimes things aren't working as well, and so but trying to figure out
Right.
what this new normal looks like.
Right. I was telling my Thrive students about kind of my epic fail, which sounded really good on the surface of it. I was trying to limit my media, that I found that I don't want to listen to the news or to other podcasts in the evening. I don't want to worry about it before I go to sleep. But then I was finding if I tried to do it in the afternoon, I'm too kind of tired and low energy, and it made me anxious and overwhelmed and just wanting to hide under my bed. So I did this very intentionally. I thought about, when do I have the most energy? When am I going to best be able to process this? And it's in the morning. I'm a morning person. I'm going to get up and do it in the morning. And then mysteriously, for 2 or 3 days, I was waking up really early in the morning, like an hour and a half earlier than normal. Like sometimes at 4:30, I'd wake up and I didn't want to get out of bed. And I was waking up tired and feeling like not rested and feeling just despondent and blah. And I had to kind of look backwards at what's changed. And it's hard to say because everything is changing all the time. But I
Right.
finally decided maybe it was the media, that I was getting up in the morning, doing some of my little morning routines, and then listening to podcasts while I made breakfast. And it was stressful. And so I think that was a mistake because then I didn't want to start my day, because the start of my day was always this stressful news and bad news. And so I kind of had to do what you said and give myself some grace and decide I'm going to listen to podcasts sometime before noon, maybe every other day, kind of as I feel the need for more information. But on days when I don't want to, I'm just not going to. And, the way the science is changing, it's not crucial that I get information every 24 hours. So I switched that up, and now I'm feeling better and doing better and waking up with energy again. But it was funny how that seemingly positive plan didn't work.
Yeah, that whole news consumption thing, I think that's one of the hardest rules that I'm trying to decide for myself too. And I've been kind of trying to limit myself to just watching the national news at 6:30.
Okay.
And but I'm not sure that that's the best thing for me to be doing. And I have a website where I kind of watch how the numbers are coming along state
Right.
by state. But I've learned that I've got to limit that too, like, because I can go to that like every 2 seconds, it seems like, and it's like, Jenny, the numbers haven't changed, just
Right.
let it go, put it away for a little while.
Right. Well, and even if the numbers have changed, it's probably not going to influence how you're going to live the rest of your day anyways. That your
Absolutely.
day is going to be the same. And so let some of it go. Yeah, I listen to NPR's Up First podcast, and I also listen to their shortwave podcast because they give some of the science behind it, but they also do it in kind of an upbeat way. And sometimes they're talking about other things like CRISPR injections into eyeballs to try to cure degenerative eyeball diseases. So it makes me happy because I get a little bit of both.
Exactly. All right. Well, it's been good to see your face, and I'm looking forward to the day when we'll be back in the same office at FAU. So until then, stay safe, my friend.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye bye.